Hi guys, welcome to this week's edition of Feed the Flat. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making a good spag bog. It's really simple. Again, it's a really cheap dish, which is our motto, as you know. What we're going to do also is we're going to combine it with what we made last week, which was the macaroni and the white sauce. I'll show you how to make a lasagna as well. Lasagna is great because it means you can combine parts of dishes that you've cooked already, and you can just stick it in the oven and you can just leave it with that as well. For our spag bog, what we're going to need is bacon, onion, carrots, mince, parmesan, chopped tomatoes, the essential lean parents as well. Just gives it a nice little bit of kick to it as well. And of course, salt and pepper, as we do every week. So what to start with is just slice your bacon up. Quite simple, just streaks across with it as well. You want these to be good sized chunks because they're going to be in the sauce for a while. So you want them, don't want them to break down entirely. Okay, as you can see, there we go. Once we've done that, we're going to add it to our pan, which you should have had on preheating with that as well. A couple of lugs of olive oil in it as well, so we just add it in. It should sizzle when you put it in. That's the sort of temperature that you're looking for. As I say, a little bit of olive oil in there as well, and just get that moving about really through that as well. Whilst that's going there, I've already chopped up our carrots as well because I find them quite difficult personally, and we're just going to do an onion. Important thing about an onion is just use your finger to steady the knife. So basically just your fingers behind it and just go for small little incisions with it as well. Don't do all the work, the knife will do it for you as well. Some people, you know what I mean, I'm not going to cry about it, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to start crying, I'm struggling hard on this, but just do little cuts through it with it as well. Do not touch your eyes, that's where everybody falls down with onions. You might want to, but just stay well away from them. Once you've got it chopped up a bit like that, just use your knife just to make these a bit smaller through that as well. You don't want big chunks of onion all the way through it. As you can hear, our bacon is sizzling away well. What we're looking to do is we're going to add the bacon once, we're going to add the veg once the bacon's just browned off a little bit. So just make sure these are good sized pieces with that as well. What we're going to do as well is add in the mince with it as well. You know what I mean, ideally you'd want a really good quality mince, but mince is one of those meats, it can be really cheap and still be really good for you with that as well. Gives you everything you need, your protein and everything with it as well. So our bacon should be nearly done because it's quite a hot saucepan. So what we're then going to do is, as you see, the pinkness is just kind of gone from the bacon with that as well. So add in all of this, like so. And just clean your knife off like that. That means you don't drop bits on the other side of it. Adding it all in there. Once we've done that, you can just use the back of the knife just to move everything about with it as well. With these, we're just looking for it to brown off slightly. So just leave them in there, keep them moving about at a minute in time until they're all kind of browned all the way through. Coat them in the olive oil that we stuck in there with it as well. Let's see guys, all of our veg is slightly browned off now with that as well. You don't want it to go black and you really don't want those onions to caramelise. So make sure you've kept it moving about. As you can see, they've now darkened off slightly, so it's now time to add in our meat with it as well. As I said, do you know what I mean, mince is a good meat because it's quite cheap and a little can go a long way with it as well. So just place it in like that, fully like so, and then start breaking it up. So basically, we've got a big lump. Move it around and everything through that as well. Gonna leave it on the heat and to brown off the meat. Basically, once the meat's browned off, we can then start adding in everything else like that as well. Whilst it's still there and still on the top, we're gonna season it as well. As I said earlier, definitely need salt and pepper through it as well, both vital in most stages of cooking. So I add some of that and get the pepper grinder on the go. It's a great wee hand action, this one as well. Like so, and get that moving about. You don't want all your seasoning to sit in one place, so when you're doing it, make sure you've moved the dish about as you're doing it also through that as well. Whilst it's nice to add lean parents, it's not entirely vital for the dish. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a kick, a bit of a richer taste through it as well. So you can be quite liberal with adding this in, like so. There we go, I like my lean parents, so make sure there's plenty of that in there as well, and then get it all moving up and around it. So there we go. We've got it all kind of mixed up now. It's giving off a really good kick from the laying parings in the nose sense as well. So there we go. Looks quite good already, so looks quite vibrant. What the next step is to add in the tomatoes and also a little bit of water just to help bring it all together again. As you can see, our meat's browned off. I say browned, it's kind of greyed off sort of thing, but that's what mince does. Looks really good in that respect. You can see there's some juices floating about there as well. What we're going to do now is we're going to add on our tomatoes, okay? 10 tomatoes, but our ones have came in a carton because it's all environmentally friendly these days, which is always a good thing. Add them in. What to do here is stick a little bit of boiling water, about half the amount of the tomatoes that you put in, into the dish. The reason I'm putting it in here is just to get all the tomatoes out with that as well. So once you've done that, just add it in to that as well. And then stir it. Never leave boiling water on the edge, guys. You don't want to knock that over and scald yourself through it as well. So move it all together. As you can see, it's now come together nicely. What you're going to be looking at doing for this is just to leave it for about 30-40 minutes through that as well, and just add your pasta a couple of minutes before you're ready for this to go on. What I'm just going to do as well is just add a little bit extra kick, a little bit extra flavour, is just put some Parmesan in that as well. I know you put Parmesan over the top of spag bog, but it's quite nice just to stick some in just now with it as well. There we go, and just move that all together. Just gives it a bit of a smooth bit through it as well. Leave it on a medium to high heat, so it should simmer quite nicely. And that's us. As you can see, guys, our Bolognaise sauce is coming on nicely. It's not too tomatoey, but it should still have lots of really good flavours in it. So whilst we've got that on the go there, what we're going to do is we're just going to get our spaghetti on the go. Always try to buy fresh spaghetti. At the end of the day, it's not that much more expensive. And instead of going for the takeaway, you can just go for the feed the flat option and just have it like that. So got the boiling water in there, stick that on to boil. Again, as always, a little bit of salt or olive oil in among that. And this is when we see how much of a weakling I actually am. I'm not being able to open it at all, which is always good. So if in doubt, get a great big knife, cut through. Again, remember, pasta's going to expand with that as well, so there we go. Should be a good handful for one person. I'm growing, so I'm going to stick in a little bit extra with that as well. Pasta, best served al dente, so give it 4 to 5 minutes, and then just take it out and serve up with the spag bog. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, about 4 to 5, our spaghetti should be nice and al dente, kind of just right. So sieve it all out, get all that water out of there. Some people put the spaghetti back in and then add a little bit of Bolognaise in and just kind of mix it up so it doesn't stick together so much. To be honest with you, I don't do that. I'm going to go classic. I'm just going to say stick it on the top so it looks a lot nicer overall. So get a dish, ideally, I can have a bowl sort of one like this with a centerpiece, like so, and then serve up the mince on the top through that as well. Like so, and then sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan as well. The great thing about Bolognaise sauce is that once you've made it, it'll stay like that and you can reheat it as well. So you just let it cool down and then stick it in the fridge. Then you can use it to make a lasagna or just use it the same night as well. A little tip with it as well, it's actually amazing on toast. We did an interview with a band called The Infidels, and the lead singer Brian told us a great story. His favourite toastie is Bolognaise toastie. It's definitely something worth trying as well, guys. Lots of cheese on it.